Hello everybody and welcome to a lesson with guitar with Gavin. What inspired me to actually start doing YouTube lessons is this song in general, because I have scoured YouTube and Ultimate Guitar and the internet trying to find the chords for that lucky old son that Jerry Garcia Band does. And I could not find anything. So I listened to the song a million times trying to figure it out myself. And I was like, I'm going to put this up on YouTube. So yeah, we're doing That Lucky Old Son, probably my favorite song that the Jerry Garcia Band does. They just absolutely just do such a wonderful, beautiful job with this. And Jerry's like hauntingly beautiful this entire song. So I'm going off of the May 20th, 1990 live album that they do. It's like my favorite album of all time. It's probably my favorite album of Jerry Garcia Band and Grateful Dead. This whole album speaks to me. So That Lucky Old Son, it came out in 1949. It was written by Haven Gillespie, hopefully that's how you say it, and Beasley Smith. And I don't have to go on and give anecdotes as to why this song is so great. So many amazing artists have covered this. Bob Dylan, Aretha Franklin, obviously the Jerry Garcia Band, George Benson, Willie Nelson. It's like a classic song without being very well known. I don't know. So yeah, I want to do it. We'll kind of break it down into, I guess, 4 parts. One will be the intro, which is really just the back half of the verse/chorus. I guess in a way it could just be thought of as the chorus chords, if the chorus was, but that lucky old son. And then there's the verse, the chorus, and then there's that little bridge section, and then we'll go over kind of the nuances of Jerry and his lead playing for the solo in there. Not necessarily like breaking down the entire solo, but just the things that he does that just make it so Jerry-esque. You know, the things that we'd love about him, you know, that old bear. So yeah, let's jump on into this. I'll try and make it quick. There's a lot of chords in this. I'm not gonna go over all of the little like walk-ins to the chords that he's doing. I'll go over some of the important ones. But yeah, like I said, let's jump into this, enough talking. So this introduction, it starts on an F major. And so I like to do triads for this song. The Jerry Garcia Band obviously has Jerry, and then it has a bassist, and then it has a keyboardist. And so there's so many people playing that can play the lower spectrum of this song, the lower registers. Jerry plays a lot of the mid-range, so the triads work perfect. So he does a little walk up. I'll go over this one for sure. It's going to be the 3rd fret on our A string, and then it'll be open D, 2 on the D, and then we're going to strum the F chord. And then what's really cool about this, it goes to an F minor, which is our minor 4th in the key of C, and then it goes to a C. And then every time he goes to this A minor, he does just this chromatic walk down. Jerry loves his chromaticism. So 3 on our A, 2, 1, open. So A minor. And then he does what's called an A minor major 7, and it has a G sharp in it, which is the major 7th in an A chord. So it makes it really interesting. It's open A, 2 on the D, and then how I like to play it is I bar the 1st fret on the G and the B string. Another way of playing it is coming up here, like you're playing an A minor bar chord, and you're going to take your pinky off and put your middle finger on the 6th fret of our D string. And like I said, we don't have to play this low note if you're playing along the low E, if you're playing along with the song. You can kind of just do this more, and it's totally the James Bond secret agent chord, right? So pretty cool. And then it just goes back up to a C, F, C. That's the intro, and that's more or less, if you want to call it the chorus section where he's singing, but that lucky old son has nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. So now we're going to break into the verse section, and it has a very similar walk up that we did to the F. We're just starting it now this time on the E string. So 3rd fret on our E, we're gonna hit that 3 times, open A, 2 on the A, and then we're gonna hit the C chord. So up in the morning. I'm not a singer, so I'm not gonna go into it. So he goes into a C, and then he does this little walk down. A minor to A minor major 7. Back to a C, to an F, to a C. And then this part gets a little interesting. We have a C6, then we have a C7. And so how I play those, and what I'm hearing Jerry do, is we have a C, right? And then he's gonna put his middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Then he puts his pinky on the 3rd fret of the G, and he puts his middle finger back on the D string for a C7. And then from there, it's actually going to go right into the intro part. But to kind of give, I know that was really fast, so we'll go through it real fast. C, A minor major 7th. We'll go up here for that one. Back to the C, to the F, to the C, C6, C7. And I know we're going through this very fast. It's kind of a lot for only being like a couple of chords. And you know, the song, if you listen to it, every live version I've heard of them play it, they play it very slow. Some of them even slower than others. So sorry if we're speeding through this, but so yeah, we go to that C7, and then we can go to our F, F minor, to the C, walk it down to A minor major 7th, back to the C, to the F, to the C. And so that is the verse chorus kind of section. And so it goes verse, verse, and then they do the bridge. So he just jumps right back into that with a bum, 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 bum. And then so after the 2nd time through, they go into that little bridge section, and he has all the backup singers just killing it. And so he goes into an E7, but I don't like playing an open E7 for it, and I don't hear Jerry playing that either. What I hear him doing is this E7. Yeah, it looks really weird. It's gonna be the 6 on the D, 7 on the G, 5 on the B, 7 on the R high E string, so. So yeah, he goes into that E7, and then he goes A minor, Lord above, can't you hear me cry? So A minor, I do an A minor 7. I don't think it makes a ton of a difference, to an E minor 7, and I kind of do a little walk down. E flat minor 7, and then I play the C-shaped F chord. I really like the sound of it. I'm pretty sure Jerry does it too. Because you can hear that tiny little walk down. And Jerry does it a lot. He does it in The Harder They Come. I think. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of another song. But yeah, he hits that F chord. Can't you hear me cry? Then he goes to a C. And then when he sticks to the C again, tears all F F7 to C. And that F to F7's, I mean, it's not quick because, like I said, the song is pretty slow, has a slow tempo, but you'll definitely hear it. Tears all in my eyes, bum, bum. And then he goes back to that E7, and he does the first section, that first A minor, E minor, F, C all over again. So E7, A minor, E minor, walk it down, F to C. And then this is where we get a little funky. It's pretty cool. It's not necessarily a turnaround, but I don't know, maybe. Kind of, it could be, depending. But he's on the C and he goes into a D7, but he does this really cool walk up C, he goes 3 on our A, 4 on the A, and then to a D7. Lift me up to paradise, to a G7. Dun, dun, bum, 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 and starts all the way over again. So, yeah, E7 to A minor, E minor 7, E flat minor 7, F to the C, the tears, C all in, F, my F7. Maybe, I think he just goes into that E7. I apologize. I think I said C after that. E7. A minor, E minor 7, walk it down, F to the C, D7 to G. And that is the whole song. He goes back into the verse after that, and then he just takes this amazing solo. So let's jump into that before this video gets too long. So Jerry starts this solo off, like I said, he's kind of playing the entire time, like rhythm-wise, in the mid-range, that mid-register section. So he starts off there. He does like a version of that walk-up. Instead of going, he just kind of goes. And so it looks weird because we never play this lick down here. Or sorry. But you actually play it all the time. What we're doing is bending the second note in our C major scale, the D, and we're bending it into the major third of our C. So he's just bending it right into a chord tone, but just really low. It's essentially this. So he starts off there, and so like I said, I don't want to give off a bunch of Jerry licks. I want you to try and make your own. So some of the things that he really focuses on is that G sharp note that makes our A minor major 7. And he hits it all the time, and it sounds so freaking good. He'll be like, so he does that, and it's really cool. You can hit it over, of course, the A minor major 7th chord. Other really cool spots where he hits it. He hits it when he's kind of doing the C6 to a C7, because he'll go like bum bum bum, bum. Sorry. And what's really cool about that, so we're going bum bum bum. There's our major 6 of the A minor chord, right? And then he goes and hits the A note, which is the 6th note in the C major scale, and we're going to a C6. And then he goes one more time. He hits a B flat, which is the minor 7th, or what makes a C7 a C7. So he's just following the chord tones, and it's just beautiful. It's amazing. It's so cool. So try and hit those notes where you can. And there's one other spot where you can hit it that sounds really cool as well. And that's when we're going from the F to the F minor. And the reason why, if we do an F triad, or we do a quick little F arpeggio, right? It's gonna be F, A, C. When we do an F minor, it goes F, G sharp, C. So you can also hit it right then and there. The minor 4th chord is really interesting because play your cards right, and you can also just play an F minor pentatonic scale real quick. I typically don't over this song in particular. To me, it doesn't, when I'm playing, it doesn't tell me to do that. But it's always something you can do, and if you have the secret sauce to do it, then by all means try it. But other stuff that Jerry does a lot of is just bending. You know, bends are so emotional, and Jerry just has them down. But one thing that I do want to show you is when we're up here, the 8th fret of our high E string, our C note. And we're just going to be doing basically this lick to start it off, right? So we're going to actually be on the 10th fret of our high E. We're going to bend that up a whole step. But what's really cool, if you're playing this over the C chord, since it's our 1 chord, you can kind of mix in the minor C7 real fast. So I like to go, and you can just kind of bend a whole step on that 11th fret. Because this is bending into the major 3rd. When we go to the 11th fret, that is our minor 3rd, but when we bend it up a whole step, we're actually bending it into the major 4th, or the 4th note. 4ths don't change whether it's major or minor. So yeah, I just want to go over that, show that. Like I said, if you're soloing over this, it's not a solo that you want to be just shredding. You're not ripping over this thing. It's supposed to be this kind of melancholy, emotional solo. So lots of bends. And hit that G sharp in there. It's gonna sound great. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, criticisms below. Leave that in the comments. If there's a song that you would like me to go over, put it down below as well. I'm gonna be cruising through a ton of Jerry Garcia Band, a ton of Grateful Dead, and then some more songs that I just really think rhythmically are interesting or fun to solo over that you may not kind of think of. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.